I see so many people that dance that don't really love it. Why are you spending all this time and money trying to be the best when you don't enjoy it? You know what I mean?
Koh started dancing at 4 years old, and then he went into jazz and contemporary hardcore ballet at Studio Tibor and the Aussie Ballet ITP. He then ventured into the street dance scene, and he's now in Yellow Boogie Funk, USB Crew and Stale Biscuits, just winning all the battles, dude. He is the definition of all styles, and he's such an inspiration to me and many other people out there. Please welcome Koh Yamada.
What's up?
Sick. All right, so Koh, where are we?
Where are we? We are in another dimension right now.
Cool. Cool. First things first, choose your bleep.
Funk.
The first segment is called Battle of the Biggies. Battle of the Biggies is a 1v1 competition to find the most prized Australian biscuit, not limited to but mostly in the Arnott's category. Today we're looking at a prelim between Freddo biscuit and cheese and bacon shape to find out who will move on to the quarterfinals.
Like, which one's better?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I get to choose if I eat them all?
Yeah.
Or if I was to go and buy, I'd probably get the Freddos.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that just because they're a sweet, not savoury?
No, not really. I think this has more of a combination of chocolate and biscuits, you know what I mean? Whereas
True.
this is just...
It's definitely not
it's just
chocolate
a biscuit.
and biscuits.
Yeah.
Okay, well, sweet. They win. You get to eat them whenever you want.
Amazing.
So you just go for that if you feel it.
Sweet.
Yeah, sick. The next segment is called Yeah Nah. Yeah Nah.
Cool.
Ready? Here we go. Have you ever stolen something?
Yeah.
Do you speak another language?
Yeah.
Do you have an enemy?
Yeah.
Do you play a musical instrument?
Nah.
Do you want to be famous?
Nah.
Ballet or jazz?
Ballet.
Wiggles or high five?
Wiggles.
Strict teacher or chill teacher?
Chill teacher.
Big show or intimate informal showing?
Intimate informal.
Matt Corby at Splendor in the Grass or Matt Corby at Backyard Sessions, secret session?
Backyard sessions.
Kick, turn, jump or urban choreo?
Kick, turn, jump.
Beginner tap or advanced tap?
Advanced tap.
Yeah or nah?
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah.
That's the end of yeah, nah. Cool. Okay. So now this is the 3 big questions, Koh.
Okay.
So the first question is, what do you reckon?
I reckon yeah, nah.
Are you afraid of dying?
Nah. Not at all.
Okay. Okay. Really?
Nah.
Not at all. Okay.
Not at all.
Damn. Do you think you know how you want to die, or do you think you know how maybe you're gonna die?
I don't think I will die.
Ah. Neither do I.
My philosophy is that my life will just continue.
Right.
It's just the body dies. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It's just a body.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I said the other day. I'm the universe in experiencing a man. You know that saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Question number 3. Have you ever shat yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was it long ago?
Nah. It's a while ago, but yes, I have shot myself.
Do you want to tell the story?
Sure. It's actually funny. I think I was like 10 or 11 or something. And this was like the first time I was learning how to do windmills.
Uh-huh.
And before I started learning windmills, I had like this big meal. Don't remember what it was, but the first time I got into the freeze and then like dropped to my back, I like farted but shat at myself at the same time. Funk.
Do you think people could tell? Did you tell people?
No, I didn't tell people. I was like, can I go to the toilet?
Yeah.
But yeah, I still remember. It was the funniest thing though.
Right after the operation, the nurses were like, oh, you were having fun with those drugs, huh?
Oh,
It was like,
funk.
oh. Neither this right now. You know, I got
Funk.
on
Straight
my
up.
mouth and
Straight
stuff.
up.
Yeah. Wow, pow, or ow. This
Ow.
is where you show me your video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd choose ow. Well, you said when you explained it to me, you said like you can show me any video you like, and
Yeah.
the first thing I thought of was obviously dancing, because I'm a dancer and all that. And I thought, what are some like cool fail videos or funny things? And a lot of dance videos I watch are like battle videos, see dance battles obviously. And I like to watch like different kinds of battles and see how people react to each other and stuff, and battle tactics and stuff. So this video here, it shows a clear example of when you're either facing your opponent good enough or like not even paying attention to them at all. Obviously, Bugula Kin is like a very experienced battler and dancer. He's been dancing for a while. So he has all battle tactics and stuff, right? And I think his opponent is not as experienced. Like he doesn't even know what happened just then because he's not even paying attention, right? For anyone that watches battles or actually battles, like always pay attention to your opponent, because what's about to happen will happen to you, basically. Like no one's really watching him anymore. So like he's not even facing his opponent, which is like not a good thing in a battle.
Yeah.
And so you see Kin, he's blending into the crowd. And then he notices that he's there. Like, yeah, I feel like that's one of the worst things that can happen in a battle.
I feel like that could happen to me. I'm afraid of being like a battle goober.
So that's my owl video. I just thought of many people battling. They have their own tactics and stuff, but I feel like that would be one of the worst things that can happen.
Yeah.
You know, like,
damn. Do you have any
it's
tactics?
funny.
Do you try and like mess with your opponent?
Yeah, often actually. It's very like you won't notice it very well, but for them it could be distracting. Like I do the one where you just like look into their eyes and smile. And it's like, or you like, instead of giving them funk, you like give them props.
Yeah, right.
And even if the move's not good, you still give them props. And then, like, situation,
Yeah,
but
you're strong with eye contact. Like you like hold it down.
yeah,
you know?
I mean, like, why not? We're battling, like, like it's a connection. So
before I ask you any questions, do you have any like specific like things you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think this is a problem around the whole world, but I feel like dance scenes should come together more, because we're so separated. Like, obviously, you and I, we've trained in different scenes, right? Like, you've gone to travel with contemporary companies, and like you've also done some street dance, you've done commercial. Same with me, right? Like, I've done ballet and contemporary, and then also street dancing, commercial dance, and each scene is just like in their own bubble. Like, they don't like connect enough.
Yeah.
And then there's so many great dancers out there, but people don't know about them because they're in their own bubble. Like, there's so many amazing ballet dancers, so many amazing contemporary dancers, amazing like poppers, amazing whackers, whatever. But people don't know each other. Like, it's just like, it's kind of sad in a way. Like, we have so many great dancers. Yeah. And even just in the social life as well. Like, if you go to a club or something, you'll find like a crazy, like, just party dancer. Like, he's just like vibing out, having the best time. And that's like good dancing. I've recently been doing like contemporary ballet, and like street dancers have slowly started to recognize like, oh, bro, like, you're so good at ballet. I'm like, yeah, bro, I've been training this all my life. Like, where have you been? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they think it's like this new thing that I've been doing. Like, no, like, I've been doing this for ages. Like, same with like, especially in the choreo scene. Like, because just because I haven't been in the scene doesn't mean I haven't been doing things. You know what I mean? Like, these urban dancers come up like, oh, you're urban Koh now. Like, no, like,
yeah, dude, that is so annoying.
It's like, what? Like, what are you on about? That's the thing. I just feel like everyone needs to connect more, not just on social media, but like just in general. Everyone needs to dance together.
Yeah, I feel like I've been saying that I wonder if it's because Sydney's so big that it's hard to like show up at things. But then I don't think that that's true, because like you go, like someone international comes in one random night and the whole scene is in the room, and you're like, you can show up.
Yeah. And you're not considered being in the scene if you've entered one battle or like you've been to one ballet class. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah. I think people are very apprehentious to approach the classical styles anyway. And I don't know if that's because like they're just like, this is stupid, I don't want to do it, or like it's not going to benefit me, which is like maybe true. But then I think people are like super nervous about like looking silly.
For sure. Like, or being judged. But that's the other thing. Like, who are you, like, what matters about being judged? Like, that's how we live. Like, you can be judged by the way you, like, I don't know, like, look at your phone or, like...
or you could be being judged by us for not being in the class in the first place.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't win.
I mean, most people are so self-centered. They don't actually care about anyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, when you go to a class, they're always thinking about how they look or like what they should do, instead of like oh, that person is doing different arms, so maybe like, you know, like no one really does that. Like
this is why I don't back let's go culture. Because I feel like you're not actually doing that to support the person dancing.
Not at all. It's just literally just to like fit into the crowd or something. Like I don't understand it, but like, and often I see like them giving props, like going like, let's go or whatever, but they're not even watching them. Like, like you're going through the choreo on the side while saying that, like, it doesn't make sense.
That's so funny.
Or like they clap at the end, like, bro, you didn't even watch. Like, that's like going to a show and like closing your eyes the whole time and then clapping at the end. Like,
or likewise, the choreographer of the class not watching a lot of the people and then choosing them as choosing them.
Straight up.
Do you get people doing that to you now that you're like a bit of a big deal?
Sometimes, like this is just my personal thing. I often stand at the back of class, right? Like just because I feel comfortable there, or like I feel chill there, and I can still learn. But then they were like, "Oh, you killed it, man!" Like, bro, you had like 50 people like in front of you to see me. Like, how did you like know that I like fully killed it? Like I was marking it half the time. You know what I mean? Like, like it's just it's really bullshit.
This is a hard question to answer on the spot, but is there anything that you like believe in that other people think is crazy?
Well, so, I mean, this is half. Like, I believe that there's always a higher being.
Yeah.
Like your past self transporting to different like lives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they are the ones that are guiding you and teaching you what life is. True. And once you learn one life, you go to the next life, and then you learn your next life.
Yes.
And I feel like my past life knows everything about my present life. In a way, I am the future life of my past life.
Oh.
If that makes sense.
I need to think about that for a second. Yeah, okay. But do you feel like you know what your future life is? That wigs me out. I don't want to think about like to me it's quite a nightmare to imagine that like I die and straight away I go into the next one. It's like, come on, man, I need a break. Because
I feel like in a way the brain and your soul are separate things. So your brain's conscious of what's happening now, but the soul is more conscious of what's... Yeah. Oh,
I'm so there with you, Koh. Do you feel like there's an energy that everything is energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up get you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many things.
Very cool.
And also, my kind of theory to life is that science hasn't caught up to spirituality.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to prove anything in life.
You know, when people always say that if you recognize a face or if it feels familiar or like it reminds you of another person that you know, it's like you're meant to see them.
Yeah. That's what dreams are made up of too. Like when you see a dream when you go to sleep, I often see like the weirdest dreams. Like I'd be in an environment, like let's say like I'll be at home, but then I see like I don't know an example, but like be fishing and then like you pick up a house or bonk. Like it could be anything. Like it could be anything.
That's dreams.
Yeah. And I think that's life as well. Like it's just images that you're seeing. It's like holograms or something.
Yeah.
if you're deaf from birth, you've obviously never heard your voice before.
Yeah. So I guess you'd experience everything in images and sensations. It'd just be like a different setup.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's what the brain can do, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like a computer.
A normal person can do that. Yeah. So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got so deep, but that's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you think that life is a simulation? Like, do you think your life is simulated by something?
I don't not think it, but then I don't think that it would change anything either. Like it could be.
Yeah.
It feels like, hundos. I think my life is a simulation.
Yeah,
you know,
for
sometimes you think that like everything was just set up for you.
No, yeah, no.
No, but if you think about that, like all the people you meet, they're just there.
And it's like you get taught that like this is the color purple, and like but like how do we really prove that? You know what I mean? Like you've been taught that your whole life, and everyone thinks that that's purple too. But it, like what makes it purple, and like
how do we know they're seeing like, purple? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like what I'm seeing here is not what you're seeing. Like,
dude, imagine it was like everything was
like
different.
imagine if we swapped eyes and it was just like different. Like like no one can prove that too, because they're not gonna like yeah. How do I actually prove that a microphone is in front of me? I can't see it there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can get to that level.
Yeah.
Where like you literally cannot explain that it's there. Like. Yeah.
So how do you think dance ties into this? Dance is such a spiritual thing, dude.
Yeah. Funk. Dancing is feeling. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, like you play like just a normal person, like just a good song that they like, and they'll start bopping up and down. Like that's what dancing is really like. It's just like that's how I believe it started. I think it came from music. Right. Yeah, like because if you look up the definition of dance in the dictionary, it's like a series of steps done to music or something like that, like some basic explanation. It's always like started from music, I guess. Yeah. I don't think someone started moving in like an unusual way without music, like suddenly, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think dance started that way. I think it's all generated from the music. So and that comes from hearing and like we
think of it as a visual thing, right? Or you think of it as someone being spectacular in their form. Yeah. And then that's a whole other way to approach it, which I find is a weird, what's the word? Like the collision of those two situations of like people being like, I feel like I love the feeling and I love the emotion of dance, and then the form and trying to be really good at the same time. It's like you hear a lot of people being like, I dance to express myself, and then you see them dance and they're doing like
moves and shit.
So like I think that's kind of like my aim with dancing, is to like just grow a more like infinite range of possibilities, like pathways, so that I can express myself.
Well, this is the thing, like I find like things like sign language and stuff so fascinating, because like people who can't communicate with voice, they use like gestures, right? Like imagine if speaking was dancing. Like we had a movement for a word, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Why didn't it happen like that? I mean, speaking is dancing. It's just dancing of the tongue.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's like, I'm like, what actually is dancing? Like, what's the borderline? Like, of course, it started off from listening to music, and that's like an expression. But like, how did you start moving from listening to something and like?
Wow, man, that's blowing my mind.
Yeah, right. like, like imagine if everything was opposite. Like speaking was what's known as dancing now.
Yeah.
Like I'm a professional, blah blah blah. Like
Yeah. Well, you'd have to do it. You'd have to say it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Like
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild. Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think the feeling is that you're chasing with dance? Like, do you like the feeling of people being like, wow, you're mad? Or do you like the feeling of making what you want happen? Like, what is dancing for you? Like, why?
Well, to keep it simple, it'll be like I said before, it's an expression. So for me, I show my expressions and feelings through movement. So I think, like, I find the human body so fascinating. So that's why I like dancing, because like dancing gives you so many different ways of moving and like connecting with people just through movement. And I just find that so fascinating. Every day you discover something, and like that's what my life is made up of, I think.
Yeah.
And with dancing, it's exactly that. It's just literally discovering.
Yeah, it's so
like,
cool, eh?
Yeah. The more I dance, the more fascinating it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How weird is it that so many people don't like do anything like they think that like this is them and that is like
separate.
That their foot is less them than their head is them.
Yeah. It's so confusing. I'm like, this is you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I feel like anything has life to it if it's in like yourself.
Yeah.
Like my fingernails have life. Like they grow.
Yeah.
Like they're doing something right now.
And you can like store your memories and your emotions in your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. Do we want to talk about girl style and
Oh
urban?
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So in the past, like let's say 10 years, there's been like people teaching certain styles that they consider one name, where it could be anything else. Like for example, like hip hop is a big one. Like people teach under the class title hip hop, but they're teaching like their own choreo that they believe is hip hop. Or like they have a thing called girl style, where they're just doing pretty much the same thing as commercial jazz or commercial hip hop or whatever. Even I don't even know what commercial jazz or commercial hip hop is, but like this specific type of movement, and they're calling it girl style because it's kind of like girly movement. Like, but what's the borderline of girly movement? You know what I mean? Because like guys can do girl style. There's no rule behind that, but it's just like called girl style because of its movement. And like, and there's people teaching like street jazz, and like what is street jazz?
So then the camera cut out, and that I promise that's never gonna happen again. I'm a dingus, but you can catch us saying goodbye and everything and the other half of this conversation on all of the following platforms. If you would like, I'm never going to ask you to do this again, but you can subscribe and you can like and follow the Dance Bants show on Instagram and wherever platforms I can get this up, I guess. At the Dance Bants show, at me guys, at me. And that's the end of the first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah. Adios.